because if they capture the extreme north, some countries during colonialism, and South Africa, but they've never captured the entire continent. Mainly, they never captured one of the oldest kingdoms with the most diverse peoples, the most diverse population, the people that basically, theoretically, one can say is the mother, in a sense, of all the other peoples in Africa. In other words, and also is the link with the ancient peoples in ancient Africa that can always help black people to disprove white supremacy's lies. That's what it comes down to. A lot of these so-called Ethiopians and different tribalists don't understand white supremacy. You know, they may criticize so-called AMHARAs for their political role in the 20th century and utilizing that to keep Ethiopia free and to keep Ethiopia uncolonized, like the work of Haile Selassie. But they don't really recognize global white supremacy as that which is dividing them now against other so-called peoples, or dividing like AMHARA from Tigray, from Oromo and other tribes, and they don't understand that. Yet they're out here in the West telling us that we don't have any right to speak. Like, how dare them? How dare you? How dare you? Ethiopia Yahweh, Minam Gize, Ethiopia Yahweh home, so no. And the thing is, they got a page up here, a Wikipedia page, even though probably some of them disagree with this, some of the content and information here, even though it's verifiable content. Like when who was it, Ethiopian Buzz? I couldn't really read Ethiopian Buzz's response too well. If the person's in America, they really should learn American. They should learn English better, if it's only to communicate their point. I mean, but be that as it may, what does Ethiopia Buzz say? Hello, brother, I don't weigh or want you mix up in our Ethiopian history. What you're talking about is 18th and 19th century. Well, how do we get to the 20th century? How do we get to the 21st century? Where are we at right now? But he says, we Abyssinian history. So now he's going from Ethiopia to Abyssinian, to the European and the Arab and the Faringe loan word. He says that we Abyssinian history is dip. You can tell us in 10-minute video. Please, brother, don't try to divide us. Well, the whole point of ETHIOPIC TAO or DAO video, it says AMHARA-OROMO tri-unity. It says tri-unity. He's talking about division. See, Ethiopia, a lot of these tribalists are so caught up on division that it becomes like a second ego, or alter ego. Like they're so caught up on division that they can't even see when ones and ones are speaking of unity. But he goes on to say, first, you need to go to Ethiopia, learn our people, love, respect how we live. Why we got to respect every way people live? See, that's another nonsense that people talk about. They use this respect thing. We only are going to honor that which honors the King of Kings and honors Christ. Anything that doesn't honor the King of Kings and Christ, we are not bound. We're not bound by any laws in this world or any laws in another world to respect it. Because respect is built on fear and favor. That means we're in a state of fear either to respect, or we are looking for some favor in order to respect. Remember, most of these Ethiopians and other tribalists are over here in America, or they're over here in the West. They're not doing this, not talking this from Ethiopia. They're not saying, listen, I'm in Ethiopia. Well, of course they don't know anything about black history. They barely know about Ethiopian history. They just learn about Ethiopian history when they come out here and they go to college. And most of these professors in these colleges, a lot of them are part of the whole Illuminati game. So they really don't want to, when they find that Ethiopians are Ethiopians, they want to further that divide and conquer, because that's all a part of white supremacy. Oh, of course they're not sympathetic, but those are the things, all those poisons that lurk in the mud, gotta hatch out. All those little divisive things got to come out. And this is why this YouTube's and this media, internet is kind of good, because now we can hash out some issues, or at least get acquainted with some issues before many of us do repatriate or repatriate or migrate or exodus or return home or, you know, into our promised land. But Ethiopia Buzz goes on after this love and respect point, says something about exit. The thing you talking about is Western or diaspora's political view. If you go to Ethiopia, you will have good understanding of Ethiopian history. I think most Ethiopians in Ethiopia, especially most of the people who are so-called uneducated and illiterate, don't even understand their own history. All they understand is some fables and tales and things that have, you know, been passed on, and very sometimes ignorantly and very biasly. You know, all they know, basically, I mean, they don't even know their own history. So what are you talking about? These people are over here in the West and telling us that all we know about is the West on diasporic political view of Ethiopia. So where are you while you are saying this to us? In other words, where are you? Are you in the West or are you in the East? Are you talking from Ethiopia or are you over here? Did you get educated in Ethiopia or are you getting educated over here? Are you eating in Ethiopia or are you eating over here? Is it black people over here that have provided that opportunity for Ethiopian and other black people and Africans? I mean, look how many Ethiopians got involved in the Obama thing, and some of them wasn't even legal. They wasn't even legal, but they all got out there to talk about who's going to become the American president. Like, they all have a right to talk about what goes on over here, or what type of president or political situations going on in America, but we don't got no right to talk about Ethiopia. That's why our response to Ethiopia Buzz was simple. But first of all, it's not just your so-called history. It is our history or our story, and you careless Ethiopians better stop acting all sedity like we have no right to speak, those of us here in the West, even after 400 years. Because what's the phrase? Yagariso, Kashiametu, Wadaristu, Yagariso. So you speaking to Agarist Sawoch here, even after 400 years. We made way for y'all to come over here and to keep your heads up. To come over here and somebody to think that you are special, you are exotic, you are Ethiopian. Yo, I think you made a good point when you said that they don't even know about Afro-American and African-American history, or how they don't know, and many of them don't want to know. But you know what? What you don't know is what you don't know, and what you don't know may be what so-called hurts you, or what you don't want to know. You understand that willful ignorance? Because my people, Hizbei Uqet Kamat Atu Yetanesa Eftoal. My people perish because of a lack of knowledge. You all betrayed your own history, and now are benefiting off of black people in the West who love and protect you all and protect Ethiopia. So that's the basic point right there.
Ethiopia, Ethiopia, ፈጥነሽ እጆችሽን ወደ እግዚአብሔር ዘርጊ፣ በመከራሽ ዘመን የሚረዳሽ አምላክሽ ነውና ወደ እሱ ተጠጊ።